Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, I got a new haircut. What do you think? It's kind of fallen down a little bit now because it's later, but it looked nice earlier. It is 2:12 a.m. on this Friday evening. And yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a really, really good day. I'll turn that off. Last night, I listened to my audiobook for a little bit when I got done vlogging. And it's really spooky. The Skinwalker Ranch, the whole story behind that. I don't know much about it. I'm going to read the book, and then I'm going to go and watch a bunch of videos and stuff about it and see if there's some documentaries, because people have listed that. But I want to finish the book first, because I don't want to find out something that I don't know already. But it's really spooky. It's about this ranch in northeastern Utah that like had all of this paranormal stuff that happened on it, like UFOs they spotted, and like cattle mutilation and missing cattle and stuff, and just really kind of like weird stuff. Skinwalkers, spirit, what are the other things called? Not shadow walkers. What are the why can't I think of what they're called? It's not, Skinwalker is kind of the same thing, but like they explain it in the book what a Skinwalker is, but why can't I think of what it's called? Anyway, when you like, they take on the form of that person, they call it a skinwalker, or of that animal, they call it Skinwalker, but they call it something else too, and they go back and forth in the book. But anyway, it's really, really interesting if you're wanting to like read something kind of a little different or out there, and if you like that kind of stuff. I don't know what conclusion they're going to come to at the end of the book, but it's creepy. And so then I went home, and I was having a really, really hard time falling asleep. And so I just kind of like tossed and turned and tossed and turned. And then so I just kind of stayed up, and I was like doing stuff with the Facebook group, for the True Crime Facebook group. We passed 700 members today, which was very exciting for Mel and I. And so please come over there and join. We're having such a great time. We get so excited. We like get 20 more members. We're like, 20 more members. We just passed this number. We just passed that number. So fun. And so anyway, I was doing that. I posted a couple things on there this morning, some links that we had wanted to post, and then the stuff for June. For June, we're reading about we're reading, not Helter Skelter. I can't get through that book to save my life. We're reading about the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, and we picked the book, The Night Stalker by Philip Carlo, with Philip with one L, and then we are recommending the movie The Night Stalker with Lou Diamond Phillips. I don't really know anything about The Night Stalker, other than I knew like who he was. It's like if I had to list like 5, serial killers, I would say The Night Stalker, but I don't really know anything about what he did. I mean, I know he snuck into people's houses and stuff like that, but I don't really know anything other than that. And that he was in the last episode of American Horror Story, or last season of American Horror Story. So I'm kind of intrigued to read and find out about him a little bit. So that's June. And then a week from Sunday is our live stream for the Eileen Wuornos, because that's who we read this month. And I started Monster the other night, and I would really like to finish Monster tonight. I'd either like to finish Monster tonight, or I would like to... I didn't finish it the other night, did I? No, I'm like halfway through. I'd like to finish Monster, or I would like to finish A Secret Love, the documentary about the lesbian couple that didn't come out till they were like in their 80s. And it's really good, but it's very sad, and it's really triggering me, kind of like a lot of stuff from when I was growing up. I don't know, and just stories of friends of mine and people that I've known through the years. It's hard to watch. Because there's a lot of that like family that like we accept you but we don't. Like we accept you but then we have issues with your partner, and it's just crazy. So I might finish that tonight when I get done vlogging. I don't know how much of my audiobook I'm going to listen to tonight. I'm really tired, honestly, today, because what happened was, so I laid down and I tried to fall asleep and I couldn't fall asleep, and then Alex left for work at like 7:30. I'm drinking my drink that I reviewed today on my review channel. I also have a Diet Pepsi here. Oh, I was gonna bring another can. Well, I probably had enough. Anyway, but I reviewed this guava. It has no ice in it. It could really use some ice right now, but it's still holding its own. I gave it a 5 out of 5. It's really good. And I also reviewed the unicorn cake pop, which I feel like those cake pops are really expensive for what you get. But I guess they're kind of fun for the kids, but they're like $3 or $4. Like, I think they're like $3.95. I think that's so expensive. You could get a whole piece of cake for that, you know? I had a friend of mine back in the day. We kind of teased her about it because she made cake pops, and she like started this business long before Starbucks ever had them. Like, do you remember when like cake pops like got real popular like 10 years ago and everybody was making them? That was like a short-lived fantasy of hers, I guess. I don't know. I've seen them a lot at like baby showers, and I mean, I guess for that it would be kind of fun, you know? And for people that don't, I don't know why I'm sitting here talking so much about cake pops. And for people that don't really want to eat like an entire piece of cake, they can just have a cake pop and that's enough, I guess. I guess the concept's kind of cute for kids or something. I don't know. I just feel like it's a huge waste of money, but I tried it and I will say it was delicious. So, but it didn't look like a unicorn. Anyway, because you know, Starbucks is doing all this stuff for Pride Month, and they have like these Pride cups that came out. So I was afraid to fall asleep because I had a hair appointment this afternoon, not until 3, but I was kind of worried because at that point it was like Alex left to go to work at 7:30, and I was like, if I fall asleep now, I'm afraid I'll sleep till late afternoon because I was so tired. And then, but I was like, if I stay up, then because I was like, I'll just stay up and then like I'll do all of my videos in the morning. But I thought literally I'll have my videos done. I mean, at that point it was like 8. I was like, I'll have my videos done by 11 and then I'll still have 4 hours. What will I do, you know? Because then I knew I was gonna want to sleep. So I went downstairs and I ate a bunch of crap while I was watching that documentary, A Secret Love. I had like, I don't know how many pieces of Havarti cheese, and then like these peanut butter nibble. I just am eating so bad. And so, I wanted to turn the air on because I want to smell these things that I put in. Hold on a second. I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, ooh, I can smell it. It smells good. So I ended up laying down at like 9 o'clock, and I set my alarm for like 1:30, and I was like no, I think I set it for like 12:45, and then I was like, I can get up, and then that way I can make like 2 or 3 videos real quick, and then I was like, I think because I was going to do my review video at Starbucks, and I knew that. So I was going to make my drama video and my Peterisms video, and then I was going to like take a shower and because I had to trim my beard. Can you guys see? I trimmed my beard today. I mean, I literally feel like a new person, you guys. Alex came home tonight, and I was like, and he was like, oh, your hair looks so great. And I was like, thank you. I said, what do you think about my beard? He goes, I mean, it looks like every other time that you trim it. I go, I mean, like, this is like massive difference compared to how I looked in the last week. That beard was so long. You guys, it literally took me like 15 minutes to trim it. And so much hair came off into the sink. I was like, this is crazy. And I was like so trying hard to get like my line, because it's really important for me to get my line of my beard like even and both sides, and I always miss it. You would think that it's not hard to do, but it's really hard to do on yourself, because you kind of like, you know, you don't see it like how everybody else sees it, and so it's hard to get it evened up. And then down here it's always longer for me, and I don't like that. But anyway, so I changed my alarm. I used to have like the classic alarm that was just like ding, 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 ding. And now I have the one that's like on my phone, and it woke me up. But I still even snoozed at them because Boo and Tucker did not move. They were like so tired. And so I was like, we'll just sleep for 15 more minutes. So anyway, I slept like maybe a couple more 15 minutes. And I ended up getting up. And making a drama video and fed my squirrels. Oh, that was the thing this morning. I was sitting in the living room while I was watching that documentary, and I had put some food out there for the squirrels and the birds, and there was a squirrel that came over. I got a video of the whole thing. I put it up on my Twitter, I put it on my Instagram story, and I put it on Facebook. Sammy the squirrel, he's so adorable and he's so cute. He comes over there and he eats right off the table. Of course he would, because that's where the food is. But then there were like all these birds around him. There was like a bird down on like the couch, and then there was like a bird up. Alex is like, that food's gonna get everywhere, and then they're gonna start pooping on our patio. I'm like, can you just let me enjoy the birds this year? I have very little. And I'm really into the bird thing this year, so can you just let me enjoy it? He's like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so he has no idea where it's going next, but so, and it was like 80 today. It was beautiful today. Well, it wasn't that hot. It was like 74, 75. Depending on, it kept on going up on my thing, depending on where I was. It's 59 right now. It's really nice outside. So, and it was kind of like, just those like sparse clouds in the sky. It was so pretty. It was just a really nice day. So I did all that, and then took a shower, washed my hair, trimmed my beard, all kind of stuff. And it was so funny because I like lifted up my sideburns and trimmed underneath them. And then I went and got my hair cut, and I felt so good, but that was an experience. So, like right when I walked in the door, they had like a station, and I had to like answer all these questions. I had to sign this like consent form contract thing that I agreed to all these things. And then they took my temperature. I was 97.8, and then I was allowed to go in. But I had to wear my mask, so I had my black mask on. Oh, no, I think for that, I can't remember actually. No, I do remember, because I wore this mask into the salon. And for everybody that has to wear these, let me just tell you, there is a huge difference between these and these, okay? These little cotton ones, I don't even know if they do any good, but these are actually pretty comfortable. These ones, like this, like the ones that, these are so uncomfortable. I do not know how people wear these all day long. I said to Alex when he got home, I said, I don't know how you're wearing these all day long to work. Like, I feel bad for you guys out there that thank you for wearing the masks at work. I appreciate it. But, like, I'm not used to wearing it for, like, an hour sitting there. I'm used to, like, going in a store, and even that's, like, not super comfortable. And I don't even go into a store that often. I did today. I did some shopping today, so I'm going to talk about that. But, I've kind of like, I'm trying to slowly push myself out of this fear factor thing of like not going out and just going to do a bunch of stuff, but like I'm starting to like, do a couple things during the week or whatever. So I got my hair done, and I was gonna go home and put on sweat shorts, but instead I wanted to go to Starbucks and get this Pride cup. I wanted to see if they have, because they have Pride cups at Starbucks. And so, like, the Starbucks, that, like, my local Starbucks, I didn't want to go in there, so I knew there was one in Target and Fisher's, and so I went there. It's usually the Starbucks I go to buy cups, and they had a ton of cups that I had not seen before, but they did not have the Pride ones. And I asked the guy, and I also wanted the color changing ones, that you put the color, like cold or hot liquid changes the color of the cup. I wanted those too. They come in a set of 4, he said, I think. I said, do they come in a set of 4 or do they come alone? He goes, I think they come in a set. And I wanted those, and they didn't have those. And then there's also this one that's like confetti inside. When you put the liquid in, it looks like it's like cotton. It looks like confetti inside the cup. and I want that one. And Caroline's son David actually started working at Starbucks today. Is this road closed? Seriously? Like, well, why would you not say that back there? I'm gonna go this way. Cutting through McDonald's. He started working there today, and he had, not the one that I was at, a different store, but he put up a picture of him with that cup, the confetti cup. And I was like, oh my God, I want that cup. He commented back and he said limited time only. Smart ass. But anyway, so then, so I went to Starbucks. Here, I'll show you really quick before because it's dead around here. I bought this like clear cup that's kind of like shimmering, and on the top it's kind of rounded. It looks like diamonds. I love it, but it's at home because I put my coffee in there. And then I got this one, and this is like a pride cup. You can see it has like the Statue of Liberty on it, and it's a pride cup for June, for Pride Month. I got that one, and then I love this cup so much. Look at this. It's like blue and teal, and it changes, and then look at the cover. It's blue, and then it has a green straw. So I got those. Spent too much money. I haven't bought anything in seems like months. So, and then I went home, and Alex was about to get off at that point. So I got home, and oh no. So then I went to before I went to Target, I went to Starbucks, and can I go this way, or is the road closed over there? The road's closed over there. I went to Target, and I got I went to Starbucks, and I got my coffee, and I got this drink, and I reviewed this and did the review of the cake pop and all that kind of stuff. Over here is my very first office that I ever had, and it looks nothing like it anymore because they tore down part of the building and they added on to it. Oh, I did a drive-by here one time, but I want to see. I miss this little office. Yeah, it doesn't even look like the same office anymore. The door, nothing about the whole building looks the same. I think maybe the back does. I don't know. God, it's so weird. But anyway, I knew this guy that lived in this house right here. He was a barber. Actually, when I had my office over there, there was a murder, like in the apartments right behind there. And I remember my mom freaked out. This is my favorite store in the entire world, right here. It's called Broderpool Vintage. Can you see? They have the coolest stuff in the entire world. I've also shown that in vlogs before. It's all vintage stuff. Let me fix my hair. Oh, come on. Don't do this. Come on. That usually fixes it. There. And then I went home after Target, and Alex got home, and he was playing his game on the couch for like an hour. an hour and a half. And I uploaded my review video, and then I was gonna do a Peterisms video and a booktube video, and I just was like, you know what? I looked at the clock, and it was right at 6 o'clock, and I go, this is the earliest I've had my stuff done in a long time, because I'm like getting my videos at between 8 and 9, and I said, I am just gonna relax with her. He goes, isn't that so nice? I said, it was. I was like able to go to Target, I got to go to Starbucks. I'm gonna start doing some food reviews. I'm so ready for it again. And I said, I'm just gonna relax. And so I was getting the video up, and I was like, I'm gonna sit on the front porch and I'm gonna read Dear Dawn a little bit, because I haven't really had any chance to read Dear Dawn, which is our extra credit book for this month, about Eileen Wuornos. It's her diaries. It's really a long book. So I'm not even into the introduction yet. I'm in the preface right now, or the dedication or something. That's weird. I thought it was the introduction when I was talking about it on here, but then like I turned the page to see like how long it was, and then it said introduction, and I'm like, what is this? So there's like a preface and an introduction. I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, and I sat out there, and then I forgot that I was gonna post my review video, so I went back in to fix my review video. Then I got talking to Mel about the book club, and some ideas for things that we're gonna do. We're like possibly gonna come up with merch after we hit like 1,000 members on the Facebook group page, because people have asked us for merch for a long time. So we're gonna just do like t-shirts and hoodies and like like book bags, tote bags, and like maybe see if we can coffee mugs, and then maybe come up with what do you call it? See if we can come up with bookmarks somehow. But that's down the road. We're not anywhere near doing that. But just for like the people that wanted to do it, because it is whatever. We may not even do it. We have so many different ideas, and we're always like, let's do this and let's do that, and then I don't even know that we're gonna end up doing it. So we may not do that. But people for a long time have been like, can we get t-shirts? Can we do this? I'm like, okay. Anyway, she and I are just working on coming up with books for this year, let alone coming up with merch. Like, that's a whole other thing, right? So, I had talked to Tanya earlier, and she said Meijer changed their hours and they're open till midnight now. And I said, oh, okay. And she said, do you want to go to Meijer later? And I said, sure, I'll go to Meijer later. And she said, like, Tanya's still not comfortable, like, driving in a car and all that kind of stuff. And I get it, you know. And I don't really know how I feel about that either, but we're none of us seeing anybody. And so she said, okay, well, how would you feel about, like, meeting there? And I was like, that's fine. And then we could just, like, shop side by side, you know. So I went upstairs and I lay down for, like, an hour. And then I got up and, I had washed, like, all of my clothes today, like, all my clothes that I've been wearing, because there's, like, the same, like, 4 t-shirts and same sweat shorts and all that stuff, so I washed all of that, and got up, brushed my teeth, mouthwash, washed my face, put on my new clothes, put on some of my Creed Aventus, because I wanted to smell really good. Since I'm not going anywhere ever, I feel like if I, at least, I wore it to the hair salon, and then I was like, well, I might as well wear some more Creed Aventus today to the Meijer, because I'm not wearing it to anywhere place else, you know. It's so funny, every time I wear it, people are always like, God, you smell so good. So, the hair salon place, so I didn't even talk about that. That was interesting. So, she had to wear these big, like, glasses, plastic glasses, and gloves, and they had to, like, disinfect the chair, and the chair had to, like, sit there for a second after, like, she disinfected it. She was doing that, like, when I got there, and she's like, yeah, she's like, can you just stay there until I get done I was like, yeah, sure. So, and then she wore a mask, and then I had to wear masks the whole time, and I thought I was gonna have to hold it, but she was like, why is this going out of focus? I'm so tired of this tonight, come on. Why is it doing that tonight? I wonder if it would be better if I had the light on. There it goes. You would think, with my head being the only thing that's lighting up anything in here, that, well, maybe that's what it is. When, like, light comes in, it, like, focuses on something else. But anyway, is it just going in and out the whole time? I know most of you don't watch it anyway. You just listen to it, but... So she said, I was like, is it hard for you to, like, because she just, like, trimmed around the thing. I didn't have to take it off or anything. And she said no. She was like, you know, it was hard at first. She was like, but it's really easy now. I'm really used to it. And so yeah, so that was good. And I got my hair cut. I'm happy about that. It feels like I'm kind of a little bit back to normalcy. And then, let's see. Oh, and then I went and I met Tanya at Meijer. And it was completely dead. There was nobody in the entire store. It was like Tanya and I and maybe 4 people, if that. And the people that were working there, maybe 4 or 5 people, I don't know. So anyway, and I went and I spent some money, probably more than I needed to, but I don't care. I bought, well, first of all, one thing I bought was, I bought a bunch of air fresheners for my car, because I sit out in the driveway, you know. I play Words with Friends, I want it to smell good. And I tried these new ones. And it's called Febreze Shimmer. I can't see. Shimmer something. Shimmer. And do you see them? And I have one on each side, and they smell really good. I just saved this to show you guys. Just gonna put it over here. And then I bought 2 houseplants that were like this big. They're like this tall, but I'm showing you sideways. And one looks like a little tree, and the other one looks like something else. And they come in these nice pots, and they were $16.99. I thought that's nice. I want to get more plants. I want to get more plants for inside the house. Oh, when I was at Target earlier too. First of all, they did a major rehaul on our Target. It is like so brand new and nice. But I just went to the Starbucks, and then I was like, you know what? I need lotion. And so I went to go, because I'm out of Aveeno lotion, so I went and got Aveeno lotion. They literally had it like right in front, like there's the bathroom stuff's there. It was like right there. And then I also bought some of this, because I love this stuff. The Soap and Glory Sexy Mother Plumper. Sexy Mother Plumper XXL lip gloss. It's not lip gloss, it's like lip plumper. So we'll put this on right now. Ooh. I don't think I've Pillow Plump. I don't think I've had this container before. The one I had before was kind of, I think maybe I had something like this, but it was smaller. I kind of like the ones when it stings a little bit. So I bought that. It's kind of like a vanilla taste, kind of cake taste. It's supposed to make my lips look like I have lip injections. It's a lip thing. But anyway, what else did I buy? I bought Alex some Skittles and a big bag of Skittles. And I bought, oh God, 2 bags of potato chips and 2 things of onion dip. I shouldn't have. I had to, because I couldn't believe they had it. They literally have everything at the grocery store. I was like, Tanya, first of all, let me just say, out of the other 5 people that were there, it was Tanya and I. Oh, I guess there was a few more people than that, but there was like a husband and wife and their little son, who was probably 5 or 6, and they had masks, and Tanya and I had masks on. Other than that, and the workers in the store, nobody else had masks on. I mean, and when I was in Target today, I was floored. I was absolutely floored that I would say, oh, 30% of the people that were in there had masks on, you know? I just couldn't believe it. I really thought when I started going out, even though I had heard a lot of people say, oh, people don't wear masks, I thought, oh, they're just exaggerating, like, they're gonna have masks. No, they sure didn't. I was surprised. It's really cold in here. So, I keep on turning the air on, up, and it's not getting any warmer. Should I just turn it off? I guess not. I mean, it is only, it's 60 degrees. So, what else did I buy? Oh, I bought 2 bird feeders, and then I bought all kinds of seeds and stuff for my bird feeders. I'm so excited about. And I think I'm gonna do a review video for it tomorrow, even though I know nobody cares. I care. I'm very excited about it. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. And oh, I can feel my lips. They're kind of like, oh. Do they look bigger already? No. But I can totally feel it on my lips. So anyway, I'm trying to go through the store and see what I got. Okay, I didn't need like anything for the bathroom, because I stocked up on stuff because I didn't know, you know, when we would be going back out. So we have soap and everything. The only thing we didn't have was lotion. Well, we didn't have the Aveeno lotion that I like. So I got that, and I know I got that at Target earlier. So I got bird feeders and stuff like that. I got some candle waxes. Because Alex's friend, when she moved into her house, Sarah, I had bought her this, apparently she called Amber Cashmere. She kept on calling it Amber Cashmere. And she loves it, but she just ran out. And she said, I just realized it's not smelling anymore. And I go, well, did you put another cube in there? And she goes, well, I'm out of cubes. And I go, well, how long were you using the cube for? She goes, I don't know, a couple weeks. I was like, a couple weeks? I throw them away after one use. I don't feel like those wax melts, first of all, they're only $2 for 6. I mean, they're so cheap. The cheaper the wax melt, I think the better they work, in all honesty. Like, those, it stopped, and I don't know where it stopped, but I was talking about the wax melts, and I was saying that I personally feel like the cheaper the wax melt, the better it works, like the stronger the smell is. The ones from Walmart that are like Home and Garden, and then there's another one that's like scent something. Not Scentsy. I actually like Scentsy too, but they're expensive, the ones that you catalog order. But it's another one that you can get at Walmart, and you can get them at Meijer too. Those cheap $2 wax melts, I feel like, are the best ones. I feel like they smell the strongest, and they're the best. And I really, 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 right now, am liking the, like ones that smell like spa smells, like lemon, tea, you know, like things like that. Eucalyptus and like lavender together. I love all those kind of really fresh smelling. They smell like your house is a spa. And they kind of last. We got this stress release candle. Alex wanted to get it from Bath and Body Works at Christmas time or Black Friday when we went shopping. And I don't feel like it puts off any kind of scent whatsoever. And I put it in the wax melt first, like the wax warmer first, candle warmer, and did it there. And then started like burning the wicks, and I don't feel like it works any better either way. Like, I don't feel like it even puts off any kind of smell. I don't know. The candle smells, it doesn't smell when you burn it or anything. I don't know what it's about. So anyway, I have said so anyway about 50 times tonight. Maybe 100. So anyway, what else did I buy? I was gonna get a pair of Champion shorts, but there was no price tag on them when I got them up there, so I didn't get those. They were like these blue basketball mesh shorts, but they didn't have a price tag on them, so I didn't. And I was gonna buy the new Mockingjay or Hunger Games book that just came out by Suzanne Collins, but I think I'm just gonna listen to it on Audible instead. Because I'm reading Dear Dawn, and I have a couple books right now that I'm trying to read, so I was like, I don't think I'm gonna buy that. I think I'll just listen to it. But it's supposed to be really good. What else did I buy? Did I buy anything? Potato chips and onion dip. Do you guys remember I reviewed those June's Miracle Cloths for my windshield? Well, they have new ones, and they're called like Mindy's Miracle Cloths or something. They're not June's, but they're literally the exact same packaging and everything. So I bought some of those. Why can't I remember what else I got? Most of it's in the back of my car. Some of the stuff I brought in, but most of it I didn't. So anyway, we were going out to the parking lot, and I thought that was just going to be it. And Tanya was like, do you want to come over and sit on the patio for a little bit? And she's like, we can social distance, like sit 10 feet away. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. She's like, Tanya has a really nice patio in her back that she sets up with like lights and everything. And so she's like, well, she's like, I'll follow you. And she's like, then just like, you know, park behind me. And then when we get there, and then she was like, I'll go in through the house and take my stuff. And then she's like, you walk around the side. I was like, okay. So she's like still really freaked by all this stuff. And I understand that. And I totally respect that, just to be able to see her. So I got there, walked around the side of the house, sat on the patio. Then she came out, and we sat out there for like an hour and talked, and it was really, really nice. And that's when I drank my Diet Pepsi. It was so fun to sit there and talk to her. I haven't got to do that in forever. And it's weird because Tanya and I are such huggers, you know. We can't hug, and but it was nice. It was nice to see her. I'm really glad I got to spend some time with her, you know, and just talk. I mean, we talk on the phone every day, but just to actually sit there and have a conversation, and, you know, not like one of us be rushed off the phone because, you know, Alex or Eric is walking into the room, like, you know, our husbands, or, you know, like, I'll be talking to her, she'll be like, oh, well, Eric just walked in the house, let me get off here. I'll say the same thing to her about Alex, you know, or because, like, we're doing work or whatever. It was nice to just relax. I mean, I used to go over there all the time, like, when Alex would go to bed and Eric would be asleep, you know, I would go over there and just, like, sit on the patio and talk, and so it was really fun to do that. And, oh, I got a case of Diet Coke. Well, not a case, but I got a half a case, 12 Diet Cokes, I guess, or whatever. I don't know, it's like one of those, you know, split things. I have it in the back. So yeah, it was a good day. It was a really good day. I feel like I got a lot accomplished today, but then I also had a lot of fun just kind of like, you know, doing stuff. I was kind of pissed that I spent so much money at Meijer, honestly, but then I was like, you know what, like I had 2 trips I canceled. If I had gone to Las Vegas, I would have blown a bunch of money on food and gambling. I was like, you know, these are things that are going to make me happy. I bought 2 plants for the house that are really nice, and I feel like I bought something, oh, and the bird feeders. Like, I'm gonna enjoy those all through the summer. And I got a big bag of wild bird feeder. It's like this big. It was like for $12.99 or something like that. And then I got a bunch of those like suet squares because they fit into the sides of the thing I got, the bird feeder I got is really cool. It's like wood, and then it has this like metal top on it, and it has places where you can put those suet things or fill up the middle and whatever. So I'm just gonna put all kinds of stuff in there. They actually have bags of peanuts, and I almost got a huge bag of peanuts, but I have that corn, and I didn't want to overdo it. I think Alex is kind of enjoying the animals coming there, because I noticed, like, he'll be sitting there in the chair playing his game, and he'll like look up, and I'll see him like watching like the squirrel, or like the cardinal is just the most amazing thing, because we have some really big cardinals out there, and they're absolutely beautiful, and they're literally between the door. They're like 10 feet away from us, if even that. So, I mean, it's like they're literally in our living room, and it's just, they're beautiful. I'm gonna have to move this stuff, though, because once we put the cushions down for the couch, like, we can't have the food there, because the birds and the squirrel get up there, and they just hit, like, it goes all over the place, and so it gets on the couch, and it's gonna get all over the cushions, and so we're gonna have to, like, I'm gonna move it down to the corner. And then one of the bird feeders I'm gonna hang from the tree, but the other one I think I'm just gonna set out there. I got Diet Coke instead of Diet Pepsi this time, but you know, in all honesty, I don't know which one I like better anymore. Like, I didn't want to get the Diet Pepsi, but they only had Diet Pepsi the other day, so I got it. But I really kind of liked the Diet Pepsi more. The battery died, so I had to find a place to come in here and change my battery. And I was like in a residential area, and it just like the road just kept on going. There was like just houses on the side, but there was like, I wasn't gonna turn into somebody's driveway, so I like turned around to come back here. So anyway, I don't know, I was talking about birdhouses and Diet Pepsi. My birdhouse, actually, can you hear it back there? It's rattling. So yeah, now I'm not sure if I like Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke more. I mean, they're basically pretty much the same thing. Do you guys remember, if you're as old as me, doing the Coke Pepsi challenge? Like when you were a little kid and you would go to grocery stores? I can remember I always wanted to do that. And my mom would be like, we've done this. And you had to like guess which one was which. Do you remember that? Oh my God, loved that so much. Do you know what that reminds me of? Did you ever see the movie? I love this movie so much. I need to put this in my list of movies. I'm gonna pull in here the Speedway across the street. Do you remember the movie, The Incredible Shrinking Woman with Lily Tomlin? I love that movie so much. I'm actually gonna just put it in here right now. Into my movies to watch. I put Dazed and Confused in there tonight. The Incredible. Wait. The Incredible Shrinking Woman. That was such a great movie. I haven't seen that in forever. I wonder if you can even find it anywhere. Probably not. I'm like gonna have to go to the restroom here soon, and I really don't want to go into a gas station to go to the restroom. So I may have to cut this short and just go home. I want to start, I want to watch some movies I haven't seen, but I want to start going back and watching all these movies I loved when I was growing up and in high school and stuff, because a lot of them I haven't watched in a long, long time. Caroline and I was talking to my cousin Caroline today, and she was telling me that, her son David, when David was growing up, my Uncle Dave loved to go to movies. He would go see, honest to God, 5 movies a week. Any movie. You could ask him anything. If it was an animated movie, he had seen it. If it was, he loved, thrillers and detective movies. Those were his favorites. Or, deep dramas or whatever. But, anything. Animated, romantic comedy, the foreign film, if it was out in theaters. Anything that was in a theater, my Uncle Dave had gone to see. He went to movies 5 days a week. Well, when David was growing up, I think probably around 10 or 11, he started taking him to a lot of these movies. And then they would also, my uncle would do Netflix. And do you remember back in the day when Netflix was discs, CDs, not CDs, DVDs? I used to do that too. I used to order them on DVD, and then you'd send them in and you'd order your next thing in queue. Whatever you had in queue, the next one would come. I miss those days. I miss the Blockbuster too, where you could actually, Tanya and I talk about that all the time, where you could go inside and actually walk around and pick the movie that you want. So much fun. But, so David would go and watch all these movies with my Uncle Dave, and then my Uncle Dave would he would order old movies from Netflix. It seems so strange to me, how they went from that to now a streaming service. It's so crazy, isn't it? And now Netflix is so huge, and how they started. I remember I had rented the Saving Grace DVDs, and the last season I hadn't watched, and I forgot about it for 4 months, and I can't remember what ended up happening with that. But anyway, I had it forever, and they didn't charge you for how long you kept it. You just couldn't get anything else out. I remember also, if somebody knows what this show is called, this would probably be real easy for me to Google. But there was this PBS special. I thought I got it at the library, but now that I'm talking about this, I feel like I got it on Netflix. Which really sucked about Siri's back in the day, because not Siri, because we didn't have Siri. Siri? She'll probably say something now. But we didn't have her back in the day because we didn't have those kind of phones. I had a little Nokia, little red Charlie's Angels Nokia phone back in the day. Do you remember those? I had a BlackBerry too. I love the BlackBerry. Because I could be somewhere and I could just text on my BlackBerry. I didn't even have to look at it because I knew from the buttons where the buttons were. But, God, that takes me back. That makes me feel old. Alex had this phone when we first got together. I can't remember what it was, but Alex always has his sounds on. I have my phone always on vibrate, so you never hear it. But I can remember when we first got together, and Alex is a heavy sleeper, and so his phone would go off in the middle of the night, and it would do this ringtone. It was constant, and I hated that thing. I hated it so much. His phone was more like this. I can't remember what it was. It was kind of this bluish phone. But anyway, I hated that phone. But there was this special, it was a series, a reality show that was on PBS, I think. And it was colonial times, and these people literally got off a boat and they had to make their own town. And Oprah and Gayle actually went there. like, they did an episode, and she spent, like, a day and a night there and all this kind of stuff. And, it was a really interesting PBS special, and they lived there for, like, I think it was, like, a year or 6 months or something, and they had to build all their own buildings, and then, like, each person, like, before they got there, like, had their role, and so their role was picked for them, and, like, somebody was, like, the mayor of the town, somebody was, like, the doctor, somebody was this, and so whatever your role was, I mean, was basically what you had to deal with when you got there, which would kind of suck if you got one that was, like, not good, you know, like, if you were somebody's, like, I don't know, you know, butler or maid or something, and somebody else just got to sit there and sew all day long by the fireside, I guess, or something. But I remember it being pretty grueling, and they all had to, like, work really hard and stuff. It was such an interesting reality show. I don't think I ever finished it, actually. I think I started it and I never finished it, but I really, really liked that show, obviously, because I'm kind of obsessed with, like, Prairie Times. But my uncle would rent all of these, like, old movies, like mysteries and thrillers from, like, the 70s and, you know, early 80s, and then he and David would watch them together. At my aunt and uncle's old condo, right next to my uncle Dave and my aunt Kathy's bedroom, they had, like, this atrium that was, like, like, had trees and a bench in it and stuff, and it was, like, it would actually, like, it was open, so, like, you know, like, it could rain in there or whatever, I think, or did they have a window on top of it? I feel like they either had a sunroof or it could rain in there, I can't remember, but it was very cool. And then it was, like, in between, like, their bathroom, you couldn't see into their bathroom, it was like a wall, but it was in between their bathroom and then, like, the guest bedroom, which was 2 twin beds, and that's where David always stayed. And they had, like, a nice TV and stuff in there. And so my uncle, like, when I would go over there to visit, my uncle would be in one bed and David would be in the other, and they would be watching something like, I don't know, like some old, you know, mystery movie from, like, the 70s. I'm trying to think, you know, like Death Wish or something like that, or, you know, some Clint Eastwood movie or something. Like, my uncle loved Clint Eastwood. I loved that movie, The Mule, so much. When we went to San Diego, I watched that on the way out there, and then I finished it. And I started it like a half an hour in, and then I went back and I watched the first half an hour of it later. It was such a great movie. I love Clint Eastwood so much, and he was so good in that movie. It was such an endearing movie. I can't think of her name that played his wife, played his ex-wife. She was great in that movie too. I love movies. You'd think I'd watch more movies. Caroline was saying tonight, she was like, or today, she was saying that her husband, Mike, she has a hard time, like, getting him to sit down and just watch a movie. And I was like, yeah, I have a hard time, like, just watching a movie these days too, like, just being settled to watch a movie. And she's like, well, last night I finally got him to sit down and just watch a movie. And she's like, we started it and I fell asleep within, like, 20 minutes. And I said, Caroline, and she goes, I know. She goes, I felt so bad. And she goes, and I woke up right as it was ending, and he goes, that was really good. I go, well, what was it? She told me what it was. I can't remember what she said, but I used to watch movies all the time. I mean, I literally probably, like, I would go to work, and then I would come home, like, with my exes or alone, and, like, either by myself or we, you know, would, like, rent 2 movies and watch them, like, every night. I didn't watch a lot of TV, like, for the last 15 years. I mean, I would watch, like, some shows I did, but not a lot. I didn't watch a lot of TV shows. And reality TV I did. But I would have, like, 3 or 4 shows that I watched. There was a period of time when I had tons of shows that I watched. Like, when Alex and I got together, we watched so many shows. And then it just kind of, like, died off. Like, he was watching the series finale of How to Get Away with Murder the other night, and I was like, I watched, like, the first 2 or 3 seasons. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think I actually was the one that started that. And then he watched it too, and he watched the other one, the one that with Kerry Washington. Scandal. He loved that show. And but anyway, so I was like, well, what happened at the end of How to Get Away with Murder? And he was, like, telling me, and I was asking him some questions about it, and I was like, I should go back and watch that, but I was like, I don't even know that I care to watch like 5 more seasons of it, you know? And with Jane the Virgin, I like can remember I started watching it after the first season because she got a she got an Emmy for, I think she got a People's Choice Award or an Emmy for that girl that plays Jane Villanueva. And I loved her in that show. I love that show so much. And so I got it, or it was on Netflix or something, I can't remember, or just on our cable. And so I watched the season back, and I like fell in love with it. And I was like 5 episodes in or something, and I told Alex, I said, you've got to watch this show, you'll love it. And so he started watching it, and he was like, it's actually based on a Venezuelan telenovela. And then I watched like the first 3 seasons of it, and then I'll tell you when I watched it. I watched it to when I watched it till the season before Michael got killed. And then I didn't watch it anymore. It just got kind of way out there for me, and I just couldn't follow it anymore, and I got kind of bored with the whole, I don't remember what her name was, but Raphael's ex-wife, Petra, what was her name? I don't know. I got real bored of that storyline, and she had a twin. I just was like, I can't do this anymore. And that's what happens, is I start these shows, you know, or what will happen is I start a show and I love it, like The Dome, that Stephen King book that they turned into a TV show, and then they stop it, like they end it. Like shows that I love, like that Red Band Society, I loved that show. I thought it was so well done, about those kids that were on that like terminally ill unit, and then like they ended it was so good, it was so good, and they ended that. And I'm trying to think of what else. Alex and I watched the show about these women that were witches in this town, and I loved that show. Not the one about the sisters, but like so many shows that I start, I'll get into, and then they cancel it. And now that you can go back and you can stream like an entire series, I would rather do that than, I need to get on to Wentworth. I need to finish the last season of Wentworth. But now that you can do that, I have no desire to like watch a show and have to wait a week. Like I was going to start watching that show, Hightown. I heard it was really good, but it's like they're 1 episode a week. Isn't that crazy? Like if you had told me 20 years ago there's going to be a service where you can watch an entire series like overnight, like you don't have to wait, like they release it all at once, I've been like, get out of here, you know what I mean? And I used to wait till June because they would release in June Orange is the New Black, but I think last year was the last season of it. I loved Orange is the New Black, and I loved how it ended. I thought it ended great. Trying to think of what else I've watched, or what shows I started and then just stopped watching. Riverdale, oh god, I just couldn't with that show. I watched the first season. The other show that I watched, I actually started watching it first. Like I'll start watching these shows and then Alex will say they're stupid, and then he'll start watching them and then he's in them forever, is Pretty Little Liars. I started watching that show because I know the Sarah Shepard books. I had heard a lot about the Sarah Shepard books and when I was doing BookTube, and so I started watching. Maybe it was before BookTube even. I had heard a lot about the Sarah Shepard books, or I'd seen them at the bookstore. She's the one that wrote the books, Pretty Little Liars. And so I started it, and I watched the first season, and I was so into the show. I thought it was great. I thought it was really well done, very contrived, but it was a great CW show, you know? And then I started watching season 2, and it was like all this stuff changed right away. And I was like, I am not into this anymore. Well, then Alex was totally into it by then. And he ended up watching the entire thing. He watched it all the way through till the series end. He said the series ended stupid. I said, really? He goes, oh yeah, it was so stupid. This car's gonna go through a red light. Yep, just went through a red light. But it just ended so stupid, I think. Whenever I drive by here, there is always a security truck parked right in front of the Apple store. Only right in front of the Apple store. I think that's so weird. What other shows did I... There's so many shows I started and then they like never ended. Dead Like Me did that, where it didn't get renewed. I hate when you like, I look it up and I'm like, did this show get renewed? And they're like, no. I'm like, God, every show I start, I get a season into. And then I feel like I wasted a season of my life. Seasons of my life. 525,600 minutes. I've never seen that play, by the way. If you've never heard this story, I one night was so excited because I had heard so much about Rent. And I came home from work and I stopped and I got a fountain pop and a pack of cigarettes. And I was like, I'm going to watch this movie tonight. I'm so excited. And I rented that movie, the Blockbuster. Do you remember like when movies, where there's an Uber? Who's Ubering anywhere these days? But, probably somebody. Do you remember when like movies would come out at Blockbuster and you would go, and I hate the Red Box, like I just, like the Red Box always has movies out like 2 months after they came out anywhere else, you know? But do you remember like you would go to the Blockbuster and you would go to that, like you could not wait to the new releases to see what just came out, and it was like they would have like they'd have like 20 copies of like the new one, the newest movie that just came out, and like every copy would be gone and you'd be like, oh. So I got that movie one night, and I'm going to tell you, I started that movie, and I was like 5 minutes into it, and I was like, are you kidding me? If this movie is a musical, like a rock opera or whatever they called it. I was like, oh no, I'm not into this at all. I can't even remember how much of it I watched. But then, the funniest thing is, I used to work with this girl who, her boyfriend sold bootlegs, or some guy she knew sold bootleg movies, and I would buy all these bootleg DVDs, and it was kind of like, sometimes you would get good ones, and sometimes you wouldn't. Sometimes you would get ones that were like, literally somebody recording it with a not a webcam, somebody recording it with like a recorder, you know, like a video recorder in the movie theater. Like seriously, I think people probably forget about that back in the day. But you know what I'm talking about? Like, you would, like, and you could, like, when they moved a little bit, the camera would move and stuff. So I remember my ex and I, do you guys remember what a big deal it was when Passions of the Christ came out with Mel Gibson? It was supposedly, like, the most fantastic movie in the entire world. It wasn't. It was stupid. But anyway, so I can remember I said to my friend, I said, I wanted that movie so bad. So she got it for me, and, I got home, and he and I, like, I can't even remember what it was, something like Arby's or something. I mean, we ate so much food. We got like $30 worth of Arby's and treats, and we were so excited to watch this movie. And we got into it, and we're like 10 minutes into this movie, seriously. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I was like, do you know what's going on? And he was like, no. And I was like so confused, because they speak a different language in the movie. I can't remember what they speak, Latin or something, I don't know. But anyway, so we kept on watching a little bit more, and I had no idea what was going on. And so I called up my friend, and I said, have you seen this movie, Passions of the Christ? And she said, yeah, I saw it in the movie theater. And I said, well, I'm confused. Did you like it? And she was like, yeah. And I go, well, I'm confused. I said, are there supposed to be subtitles? I said, because I don't know what's going on. And she goes, I think this one I did get from her boyfriend, because I think she knew I was pissed. I gotta turn the heat on or something, it's cold in here. And she goes, what do you mean? And I go, we don't understand what's going on in the movie. We're so confused. And she goes, I said, I think there's supposed to be subtitles, but I think they're cut off. Like, I think whoever recorded it, like, didn't get the subtitles. You could see that it was like the outline of a movie screen. You guys, true story, is anybody out there want to be honest enough to say that they used to get the bootlegs just like me? I mean, I used to get the bootlegs all the time of anything. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to get a movie. My favorite thing in the entire world is going to stay in a hotel. Ask my husband, to this day, I still do this, because for a long time they didn't do it, and now it's coming back again in hotel rooms. I'm so excited. It's how I watched that Midsummer when I was in San Diego. But what you can do is, like in hotel rooms, they have still playing in theaters. Whenever I would check into a hotel room, my ex and I all the time, because we would sit there and watch movies late until the night. And now Alex will do it with me. But for a long time, they didn't have them. Because I would say stuff to Alex like, oh my God, hotel rooms, like, this hotel room doesn't have paid movies or whatever. Because it would always have the ones that were still in theaters. And those were the ones that I wanted to see. I wanted to see some scary horror movie that you'd see it in the privacy of your hotel room, right? And Alex would be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. They hardly even have cable in this room, right? So anyway, but you know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, that's the first thing I look for when I get into a hotel room. So, is to see what movies are on and now you can get them on anything. You can pay for it on YouTube and get it ahead of time, right? But, I about died when we were in San Diego, and I looked on there. I was like, oh my God, it's got all these movies I want to see. So anyway, no, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so I said, I think whoever, like, I said something like, I want my money back or something. I said, whoever recorded this, I said, didn't get the subtitles. And she was like, well, so? And I go, well, how are we supposed to know what's going on without the subtitles? And she goes, don't you know the stories of the Bible? I was like, what? She was like, don't you know the stories in the Bible? She was like, if you know the Bible, she was like, then you don't need to know the subtitles. You can just follow along with what's going on. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously? No, I don't know the Bible that well, okay? Oh my God. I probably have some of those bootlegs, yes, down in my basement. I bet you I do. I should go down there and look and see. That would be so funny. I should show one on here and show you guys what you're missing out these days, what the kids are missing out on. And you know, the other thing that was so funny was that the bootlegs were always $10. Like, they weren't $9.99. They were always just $10. Oh my gosh. I used to wear this oil. This other guy that I worked with, he sold bootlegs too, but he also sold these oils, and I don't know where he got them. They came in like little bottles, and then it would have like a tag written on it that had like the name of the oil on the side of them. And they were like $19.99. They were kind of expensive, and it was just like a, you know, like a little vial of oil, like cologne. And he had all different kinds. Oh God, I wish I had bought more of that stuff anyway, he had one. I said this on here the other night. I was so hoping somebody would tell me where to get it. Because it has to be an oil that's based on a cologne. And I have looked and Googled far and wide for this and cannot find it. But it was an oil called Victor Newman. And Victor Newman was a character on The Young and the Restless. And I can remember, like, once every other month, I would say to him, I even just remembered his name. That is so crazy. I haven't worked with him God, he left long before I did, so I probably haven't seen him in almost 20 years. But anyway, I would wear it with, I bet it's 15 or 20 years since I've seen him. That's so crazy. He was one of the admissions people, and I would go to him like every other month, and I'd be like, can I get a couple more bottles of that Victor Newman? And I'd buy like 2 bottles at a time, and I would like put it on, and then I would put Michael Kors for Men over it. Oh my God, I would get constant compliments about it. Like, people would be like, you smell so good. And I feel like it was kind of like pulled out the Michael Kors or something like that. I miss that stuff. I wish I could find it. If anybody knows, it's an oil and it's called Victor Newman. I want some. And it was kind of like a dark color, like it kind of looked like a whiskey. colored, you know? Anyway. I could tell you so many funny stories about my friend, that one I was telling you about. When she was growing up, she was a championship roller skater, and she knew all of these songs that she used to roller skate to. And we used to laugh so hard. I used to call her Charlene. That was not her name, but I used to call her Charlene because the song that she won some major competition, some major roller skating competition. She could do all these tricks. And she did this one, like this routine to the song by the Gap Band. I think the song is called Push the Pedal to the Metal, or it's called Charlene or something. I don't remember what the song is called. But I mean to tell you, like, if I called her up today, like, if I sang it to her, she would just lose it. And the song goes, push the pedal to the metal, to the something, to the... I never, ever, never known. Push the metal to the pedal. Push the pedal to the metal. Charlene. And I would sing it to her. I think it's by the Gap Band, because I bought it at one point, like the CD. And, oh my God, she and I used to have so much fun. We would do little dance parties before we left for the night. We would, like, stand in the parking lot and just sit there and sing it. I'd say, show me some of your tricks that you used to do. And she'd say, well, I go back like this. And then she had all these little different tricks she could do. But she didn't have roller skates on, obviously. But she would show me, like, what she did if she had roller skates on. We used to have so much fun, all of us, back then. I used to go to Einstein Bagels every day for lunch. Well, with one of the people that I worked with, she was pregnant. She and I were co-counselors together for a long time. And she and I worked real close together for her first pregnancy. And so, like, they would always joke and say, like, I was her work husband and stuff. And we would go, I think I talked about this in a rant video. We would go to Subway, like, every single day. And there was also this restaurant called That's a Wrap, and it was all wrap sandwiches. They were so good. And we went into Subway one time, and you know that smell in Subway that's kind of like, it smells kind of like processed, like it's like specific to Starbucks, you know what I'm talking about? Starbucks, specific to Subway, you know what I'm talking about? Well, am I at the very end? Are you kidding me? I can't see it. I cannot even see what time I'm on. And so we went in there every single day. She'd get the same thing. She'd get a turkey, 6-inch turkey or whatever. I can't remember what she got, but, you know, we do the same thing every single day. I used to get the chicken patty. I would get that as a 6-inch and whatever. That's when I was thin, back in the days. Oh my God, I was so thin. Somebody is texting me at 3:30 in the morning and I cannot see who it is. Anyway, so we were in the Subway one day, like, for our lunch break, and she went, like, she goes, oh my God, she's like, I can't remember what she said. She was like, I can't do it. And she, like, ran out and, like, vomited in the park. Okay, it stopped and I couldn't start it again. I'm gonna get off here in just a couple minutes anyway, because I want to listen to a little bit of my audiobook tonight or finish Monster or something. These things in here, I just want to tell you, not that I think it should matter, male or female, but this is definitely more of a feminine scent. It's very floral, but this one is so good. The Unstoppables by Febreze, and it's the pink one, and it's shimmer. It's really nice, you guys. It smells like peony. Peony, is that how you pronounce it? Peony flowers? That's what it smells like. The only reason I know that is from smelling candles, what a peony smells like. But anyway, so, what was I gonna say? So she got so sick, and I remember after that day, she could not go to Subway or That's a Wrap ever again. And even, like, years after she had her daughter, she was like, was she have her son first or her daughter? She had her daughter first. Even that, like, years later, she was like, she could not go back to Subway, or to That's a Wrap. I miss that That's a Wrap place. I can see it in my head. I can see, like, the food, but I can't see where it was. Isn't that so weird? Where was that place? We all did Weight Watchers at one point, and I lost an SHIT amount of weight on Weight Watchers. I swear by Weight Watchers. I should do Weight Watchers right now. I really, really swear by Weight Watchers. We did the point systems. I had the calculator. I love that calculator. My ex and I, we both lost a lot of weight on it. We would, like, make green beans every night for dinner, and I was eating, I loved Weight Watchers. I lost a lot of weight on it. And maintained a lot of weight afterwards. I went from like 200 to like, well, I mean, not tons, but I lost like almost 40 pounds. I went from like 200 to like 165, and or 170 or something like that. And maybe I was over 200, I don't know. But anyway, we would go to these, we would go check in on our lunch break at Weight Watchers, but right next to the Weight Watchers, if you live in Indianapolis, it's where the Target was at Castleton that's no longer there. And because I think they built the one at Glendale, so they got rid of that one, but it was in the back over there, and I liked that one. But anyway, there was a little Weight Watchers office there. I think the Weight Watchers office is still there, actually. But right next to it, they had, like, it was somebody had just, like, started it on their own, but it was like a Weight Watchers deli, and you would go in, and, like, it had all this stuff that you could buy, and it would have the point system next to it, and it was expensive. Like, it wasn't cheap, but, like, it was an actual deli. So they would have pasta salad, and it would say, like, 5 points, and it would be like a little container. It would be like carrot cake, 6 points, you know? They would have sandwiches. They had all different kinds of stuff, and it would tell you how many points. So you could go in there, and you could buy your points. I don't know if they do points today on Weight Watchers, do they? There was also this website that I was obsessed with, and it was called Dottie's Weight Loss Zone. And I remember, she lost a bunch of weight on Weight Watchers, and then she gained a lot of weight back. But I used to go to that website we used to go there all the time back in the day, because it had every restaurant in the world, and it would tell you the point value for everything. Like, if you wanted French fries from McDonald's, it would tell you, like, a small French fry, how many points it was on Weight Watchers. We used to go there all the time. I mean, I was rigid with Weight Watchers. Now, I did my weigh-ins, but I never went to one of those meetings. I think I went to the very first meeting, and then I never went again. My stepmom actually lost a ton of weight on Weight Watchers. She was never heavy to begin with, but she lost a lot of weight and maintained it for a long time. They actually asked her to be like, I think she lost like 40 pounds or something like that, but they asked her, she was never super heavy anyway, but they asked her to be like, what do you call it? She didn't lose 40 pounds. I think 20 maybe, because she was never that heavy. But they asked her to be one of those people that, like, works in there and teaches the classes, because she, like, maintained it so well. But yeah, I would highly, to this day, recommend Weight Watchers. I will say this, it's a very, very slow program, but you don't gain the weight back fast because you lose it slow. You don't lose it fast. The max they recommend is 2 pounds a week, which is by doctors recommend the same thing. But, you know, like, I can remember some weeks going in there, like, the first week I ever, like, started it, I lost, like, this, in total honesty, I lost, like, 13 pounds my first week. And then the next week, I must have been a lot heavier than that. I think I was in my, like, 220 maybe. But anyway, the second week I lost like 7 pounds. And then the following week I gained like a pound. And then the following week I lost like a fourth of a pound or something. And I wasn't cheating, I was sticking to it. And like, I remember they told me, they said, your weight's gonna, like, loss is gonna fluctuate. That's why we only weigh you once a week. You would stand on the scale, but you couldn't see like what you weighed in. Like, they would tell you like how many pounds you had lost, but like you didn't stand on the scale and look down. Like, you would look forward. And I remember I was sitting there one day, and this woman that you'd weigh in with, she was not very nice. She was rude. She was a rude Susie is what she was. A rude Rita. But anyway, I said to her one day, she was eating these combos, and I said, oh, how many points are those? And she goes, I'm on maintenance. You can't have these. I was like, oh, how rude. I can have one. I bet I can have one combo. The thing about Weight Watchers is it really does teach you like what you can eat, because once you get, I don't think they do the point system thing anymore, but the calculator was fun. It was really fun. You put in like the food and and then it would add up how many points it was, and it would retract it from your, it was like a special calculator. I wanted that calculator so bad. Before we ever signed up for Weight Watchers the first time, because we did like this weight loss, like the biggest challenge thing when I was at work, and like we had teams. Our team did not do very good. That was the second time I did Weight Watchers. The first time I did Weight Watchers, that was when I did really good. My ex and I, I think we bought our calculators on eBay or something. I wanted that calculator so bad because I would see people in the grocery store with it. But you had to join, the only way you could get it was to join Weight Watchers. And so I think we bought them on, did we see them in Gatlinburg maybe? At like some discount store. We either saw them at some discount store in Gatlinburg, because we used to find junk down there all the time. Or maybe it was like we used to go to these county fairs and stuff. Maybe it was there, I can't remember. But it was either that or we got them on eBay. But I remember we got them and we didn't join Weight Watchers to get them the first time. The second time was when I weighed in, because I would go with my coworkers and we would all go weigh in. But I lost weight both times. But the thing is they really do teach you about lifestyle changes, because, well, first of all, you start off getting like so many points, like 28 points, I think was what I always started with. And then it goes down to like, if you lose, a couple pounds, then you get like 26 points. And so you kind of slowly get less and less. It's calories, it equals calories and stuff. But you start, like, you become kind of obsessive about reading labels, but after you start reading labels for a while, you start realizing like what I can and can't have. Like certain vegetables are really are too much, certain fruits I can't, like maybe an apple, but I can't have like tons of, pineapple or something. I can't remember, but you know what I mean? I did a lot. The only thing was I did a lot of the processed meals because they were just really easy, especially the smart ones. And I actually liked the smart ones that were put out by Weight Watchers. They were really good. They weren't bad. So it was fun. Maybe I'll try it again one of these days. I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting here saying I had fun and I lost weight. I should do it, right? I have to look into it. I need to look in and see if they do. If they do the calculators, I could do that. The other thing is that it is easy to go out to eat, because like if you're going to go somewhere, you can kind of plan ahead. And okay, if you go into like Cheesecake Factory, like they have the lighter side menu there and stuff, and most places do have that on there now where they put the calories. You could calculate it, and so you could like really easily see what you wanted to have. But I can remember because you could have as many green beans as you wanted. I don't know how we figured that out, but like green beans with nothing on them was 0 like points. There was like a lot of 0 point foods. I think cucumbers were another one, celery and stuff like that. So you could have enough of those foods as you wanted. So if I was hungry, I just get a bowl of green beans. And I can remember we literally would make like 2 cans of green beans a day. Hear my bird thing back there. All right, you guys, listen, I'm gonna get off here now. I'm gonna go home actually and use the restroom before I listen to my audiobook a little bit, because I am about to go. I have to go. And I don't wanna go to the gas station, so I've got like 10 minutes until I head home, which will probably be as long as it takes me to get my outro. No, I'm gonna do a short outro tonight. Okay, thank you guys for watching my video today. If you made it this, oh my gosh, do you see it? It's out of focus, come on. Don't do this tonight. We just want to focus. Has it been doing this the whole time? I kind of was like checking it out and I didn't think it did. Anyway, okay. If you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching the vlog tonight. I really, really appreciate it. I'm loving driving around again, but I'm gonna do somewhere I sit in the driveway too, because I know people like this. Plus I can read comments and things like that, and it's fun both ways. Tonight I just wanted to kind of drive around because it's so nice. But anyway, thank you guys if you made it this far. Please put a blue heart in the comment section below for the OG Wolfpack, those of us that are just trying to get by together to support one another. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of every video that I make. And I would really appreciate if you subscribe to all of my channels and turn on those notification bells if you want. And I have 5 channels, just in case you want to know, and a Facebook group, true crime Facebook group with Mel, so please join it. It's in the comment section below, or in the description box below. And I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans. Oh, I think Sunday Alex and I might get carry out pat a shoe. We're thinking about doing that because we haven't had pat a shoe in 2 months. So that could be fun, right? But anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday. Can't believe it's Saturday already. Unless you have other plans. Tonight was Friday Night Dance Party. I've been listening to the 80s on 8 all day long today, the 70s and the 80s, but mostly the 80s, and they go like year by year, and so they do like the top 20 on like in 1981, and it was like REO Speedwagon, Kim Carnes, Barbara Streisand, it was Styx, it was like Sheena Easton, it was like all these songs that I like grew up with as a kid, and I was like, that we used to listen to, and we'd be like popping our bubble gum and playing on the street. I would have been 9 years old in 1981. It's so funny, I look back on that. But anyway, good old days of summer, right? So if you have Sirius Radio, you should definitely listen to, I have the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and Pop 2K, and it goes straight through, like 5, like I think channel 5 was the 50s, so like 7 is the 70s and 8 is the 80s, but just as a recommendation because I'm loving those stations. So anyway, and yeah, so I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans, but like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day, do something fun today, do something that exciting, start a new book, start a new movie, join the book club. Yeah, there you go. There's something fun and exciting to do. And do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it. Like join the book club. Do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow or the next day or a week from now or a year from now or 10 years from now or 5 years from now or 15 or 60 or 30. This is my 30-year high school reunion. Actually, at the hair salon today was a girl that I went to high school with, and elementary and junior high. And we talked for a little bit. We kept our distance, so we had to. Like, they only had so many places that you could be in the salon. But anyway, but it was good to see her. And she told me that they pushed back our reunion. So I don't know. I didn't get any information from her. I should have asked more, but I didn't. But anyway, yeah, or do something that will make yourself proud all of those times, or 60 years, or 69 years. And if nobody else told you this today, I love you. I love you. You, right there, you. And you, and you, and you, and you. And your dog and your cat. And your ferret and your bird. And look at yourself in the mirror every single day and every single night before you go to bed and say, I love you. And then do at least one daily positive affirmation and say, you're valuable, you're important, you matter, whatever validation you want to do. And before you go to bed tonight, say to yourself when you look in the mirror, tomorrow is going to be an amazing day. It's going to be the best day ever. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day tomorrow. I'm going to have laughter and smiles. I'm going to have great opportunities open up for me, and I'm going to have great experiences that are positive and happy, and it just, tomorrow's going to be a great day, and if I get off track, I can start my day over whenever I want. And when you get up in the morning, say the same thing. Say, today is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day today, and if I get off track, I can start my day over whenever I want. And I'm going to have a great day full of opportunities, great opportunities, and really positive, exciting experiences and laughter and smiles all day long. And yeah, there's that. And then what else do I usually say? Oh, most importantly, make sure that but you can start your day over whenever you want. Don't forget that. That's a valuable, valuable, valuable tool. We can all do that, right? And but I hope you have an amazing day, like I always say. And unless you have other plans, but don't. And I'm not going back to that again, because I'll even make the outro even longer. Probably some of your husbands just are like, he is crazy. He is like just straight up crazy. Anyway, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Call up your cousin today that you both share a grandma that went to prison and say, hey, I was just thinking of you and grandma. So anyway, no, just call up anybody and let them know that you were thinking of them today. She did such a great job on my hair, didn't she? It looks so cute. I missed my hair being short. And just call somebody up, text them, just say, hey, I was thinking of you. How you doing? You doing okay? You owe me money. No, don't say that. Just be nice. Just be nice. Just say something that'll cheer somebody else up, anybody. And, but your grandma would be nice if you can. And, I don't have a grandma to call up, so you should call your grandma for me and say, Peter said hi. Peter wanted me to call you and tell you hi, and then that'll really confuse them. Anyway, and I'm losing it right now. And, also practice random acts of kindness, but like I always say, don't tell anyone. Just do it to put good out there in the world. Do it to be a kind person, to be compassionate, to be nice. Just be a good person. It's you know, easier. The easier way, right? When we try to do that and to put good out there in the world and love and compassion and kindness and all of that, right? I think it makes us feel better too. So I hope so. And I think that's it. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow. You're only a day away. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.